recording. So we will start with the prayers first. Anyone wants to volunteer to say the prayers? Only one person we can have. Otherwise, okay, I will say the prayers. Okay. Om Adhyanatimmirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmenitanyena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Maevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maya ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Okay, so before we start, I just wanted to ask all of you that in case you have your exams or anything, you can let me know in advance. So you can send me a personal message, not on the group. So then accordingly, if many of you have exams, if 50% of you have exams, then we will not have next time's class. Okay, so then we will postpone the class. Any which ways, 21st, we will not have class because I'm going to Vrindavan. So that is any which is in a holiday. But the next time, if you have, so the coming week, if you have your exams, please let me know by personal message only. So then accordingly, we can take a call. Yeah. Okay. So we will quickly revise chapter 7. Yeah. And then we'll go to chapter 8. So now we are going to learn chapter 7 to 12, which are mainly like a, you know, the cream of all the chapters, all the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Yeah? So 7 to 12 chapters relates to bhakti. Yeah? Then what did we see? So we saw, one second now, just one second. Yeah. So we saw this, that the main thing was the acronym was HEAD. Yeah. So H stands for hearing. So Arjuna asked Krishna, how will I develop faith in you? So Krishna tells that only if you hear about me, then you will gain knowledge about me. And once you hear about me, once you gain knowledge, then you will have faith in me. Yeah. So here it is. So the chapter emphasizes on, Krishna emphasizes on hearing to gain knowledge. Yeah, to have faith in Krishna. So then here also it talks about the jnana and vijnana. Jnana is greatness about Krishna and vijnana is sweetness. Greatness is like, you know, millions of universes are coming out of Krishna's body. That is greatness of Krishna. Sweetness is, see, you see, he is holding a sandal on his head. He's bringing to his father, Nanda Maharaj. Yeah? That is so sweet, you know, relations with his devotees. Yeah? So that is about sweetness, about this this thing. Yeah. Then what is Krishna telling Arjuna? That, you know, people who understand me are very, very rare. Like in lakhs and lakhs of students in Bombay, right? Only this few kids who come for this Bhagavad Gita class, right? So few, that is not even 0.00001%. Yeah. So people who understand me are really very, very rare. Yeah. Then the next acronym is everywhere. So Krishna, so it's everywhere, in each and every atom. You will find the presence of Krishna, right? So he says, earth, water, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, everything is my separated energies. Yeah, and these separated energies will be created and then they will be destroyed at the end. They will be annihilated. But over and above this, separated energies, there is also spiritual energy. Yeah, the spiritual energy, this is para prakriti. It will never be destroyed. It will always be there. Then we studied about, the coverings, like a man wears a banyan and a shirt, right? So the shirt is like the gross body and banyan is like the subtle body and the man is like the soul. Yeah. So the soul is Satchitananda. Subtle body has all the false ego, lust, anger, greed. Everything is part of the subtle body. And gross body is what we can see outside. Yeah. Then Krishna tells about himself. And Krishna is saying that I'm the maintainer of all the universes. So he's saying, you see these pearls? Yeah, if these pearls are just kept like this, if thoda sa dhakka lagta hai to wo bithar jayenge. But Krishna is saying that I am, the entire universe is resting upon me like pearls strung on a thread. So Krishna is like nylon thread within the necklace. Yeah. So he's saying that I am holding all the universes. The entire creation is, I'm holding the entire creation. Then we saw about creation. Yeah. So Krishna is, in the beginning, he's saying that I always existed. Yeah. So even prior to the creation, I was there. That is what Krishna is saying. And we saw that Krishna expands as Vishnu, Vishnu expands as Mahavishnu, and from the pores of Mahavishnu, millions and millions of universes are coming out. Yeah. And then, so these are millions and millions of universes are compared to single small mustard seeds. Right? So a bag full of mustard seeds. ठीक है, तो राई के दाने जितने होते हैं उतने यूनिवर्स है.
Mataji, on the last slide, can you go there?
Previous slide.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, why is there like a picture of a monkey there? Like, how does it relate?
Picture of a monkey is there because our pigeon brain may not be able to understand this.
So I was wondering, how does it relate to what you were talking about?
This is because we'll have to mature our intelligence to understand this. Okay. So then what happens is then Mahavishnu, he glances, he impregnates Jiva in the womb of Durga. Yeah. So Durga and Shiva, they become our local parents. So we have two local parents. One local parent whom we have, we're staying with. They are our local parents. We have another set of local parents with Shiva and Durga. They are in the material world. But then we have global parents also. Who are the global parents? Krishna and Radharani, Lakshmi and Narayan. They are our eternal parents.
Can I give an example of this?
Sorry?
Can I give an example for this?
What example do you want to give?
Mataji, like there is the police, that is our local parents. There is the police and the state government, which our local parents are, and then the prime minister. The Krishna is like the prime minister, and those are our actual parents, like the global parents.
Yes. So Durga is like a jailkeeper. So like you mentioned the example for police, Durga is like jailkeeper. If we will do some wrong activities, Durga will punish us. So she is like our local parent. And eternal parent is Krishna and Radharani, Lakshmi and Narayan. Yeah? Yes. Then what did we see? Yes, then we saw, we saw this Karnodayakshi Vishnu, Mahavishnu, from whose body millions of universes are coming. We saw this Garbhodayakshi Vishnu. So in each universe, Garbhodayakshi Vishnu enters, and then he is the maintainer of the entire universe. Then we saw Kshirodayakshi Vishnu, right? We saw that in each living entity, we have Kshirodayakshi Vishnu in form of Paramatma. He is there with all the living entities in the universe. Okay. So we will leave our body, we will leave our parents, we will leave our brother, sister, all our relatives we will leave. But Shirodayakshi Vishnu, Paramatma, will always be with us. Lifetime after lifetime. He will never leave us. Yeah. Okay. So then, yeah. So in the spiritual world, there is no creation or destruction. But in the material world, in this universe will be created and it will be destroyed. Then, yes, so Krishna is saying the whole cosmic order is under my will. Yeah, it is automatically manifested again and again and annihilated. Annihilated means destroyed. It is destroyed at the end. Yeah. Then he's saying that I enter into each planet. See, he is saying that. Okay, Krishna is saying, I enter into each planet, and by my energy, they stay in the orbit. Okay, very important. Then what did we see? In this Brahma Vimohan Leela, Krishna showed that he is source of all the Vishnus. See, we have a misconception that original is Vishnu and then is Krishna. But in Brahma Vimohan Leela, he showed that he is source of all the Vishnus that are there. So we have millions of Vishnus who are entering into each planet and handling the, maintaining different planets. So he is saying, I am the source of those millions of Vishnus. Yeah. Then we saw that all these 14 planetary systems are created and maintained by. So created actually created and maintained by Garbhodayakshi Vishnu. Yeah. And then we saw that whenever there is a problem, all the demigods, where they will go? They will go to Shvetwadvip ocean, where Garbhodayakshi Vishnu is there. And then they will say, oh Krishna, Vishnu, we have this problem now, what to do? You please tell us. Then Krishna will release his avatar, Kurma avatar, Varaha avatar, one by one he will release the avatar. And then he will take care of the universes. Yeah. Then Panditaha Samadarshina, right? You see, in every living entity there is a soul. So Pandita, who is a Pandit, who will see that all these living entities, they are only wearing a dresses of the different dresses. So this living entity is wearing a dress of a lion. This living entity is wearing a dress of a mendicant. This living entity is wearing a dress of a dog. This one is wearing a dress of a bird. Yeah. So we have and Paramatma is there with each and every living entity. Yeah. Then we saw that Krishna is source of all the demigods. All the demigods are receiving energy from Krishna. Yeah. Then we saw this also. We saw that whenever all these jivas come into this material world, ऐसे नहीं कि उनको छोड़ दिया गया है. Okay. So along with that, Brahma gives the knowledge of the Vedas. Yeah, of Bhagavad Gita, of Bhagavatam to all the living entities. Ki Baba, see, this is a temporary world. You do not have to stay here. Your eternal world is Goloka, Vaikuntha. यहाँ से बस थोड़ी देर रहो और चल पड़ो. Okay, because here what is that?
Bhakti Vinod Thakur has met Narad Muni.
No. He is in the disciplic succession. Okay, so from Brahma comes Narad Muni, from Narad Muni, Vyasdev. So like that, it is coming in the disciplic succession.
Oh, I thought directly Narad Muni told to Bhakti Vinod Thakur.
No. There are many layers in these two. There are many gurus in Bhakti Vedanta.
Like Manu and everyone, no?
Now Krishna is describing about himself, is telling about himself. He says that I am taste of water. So whenever you drink water, you should remember this. This taste of water is Krishna. Then he says, I am the light of the sun. I am the light of the moon. So all the juicy, fruity fruit juice in the fruits, right? Juices in the vegetables. All the taste, different tastes are bitter, sweet. All that thing comes from moon. So he is light of the moon. He says, I am Om. I am the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. And I am the sound vibration in the ether. I am ability in the man. I am original fragrance on the earth, flowers and all that, right? I am original fragrance on the earth. I am heat in the fire. Imagine fire without heat, right? You will not be able to cook anything. I am life of all that lives. That is Krishna is telling, he is describing himself. Like you go to your father and you tell Father, you please tell me, how are you? Or you want to please tell me about yourself. So like that, Krishna is describing himself. Yeah. Yeah. Then he says, I am penances of all the aesthetics. That means he gives energy for the sannyasis, or for the mendicants to focus on Krishna. I am original seed of all the existences, right? So when you say, this species is going, this species is rare or this species extinct, अगर extinct हो गया तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? कृष्णा के पास जाना पड़ेगा. Krishna, please give the seed of this species. Now this species is not there. Then Krishna will give the seed. If he is happy, please, he'll give the seed to Mother Earth, and from Mother Earth, that species will be developed, right? So he is the original seed giving seed of all the existences. He says, I'm intelligence of the intelligent. We should not think I am intelligent. सब मैं देखो कितना होशियार कितने अच्छे marks मिले. Yeah, I am the intelligence of the intelligent. I am prowess of all the powerful men. Right? I am strength of the strong. You cannot say, the king cannot say, I am ruling the entire world. Okay, you should bow down to me. You are weak, I am strong. No, Krishna is the strength of all the strong. Then he says, I am the child ball of religious marriages. Yeah, so boyfriend, girlfriend, crushes, and all having extramarital affairs. Everything is sinful activity, right? So Krishna says that you perform those sin, then we will see what happens. Today we will see that. Yeah. Then Krishna says, I am beyond all this material energy. Yeah? Accept or reject. Then Krishna says that. Okay, that's yeah. So there are few people. So then he tells, there are 4 types of people who do not accept my existence. But there are 4 types of people who are very much interested in my existence, who to know about myself, or who pray to me or who believe me. Those are distressed, जो परेशानी में है, बड़े दुखी हैं, जिनको the people who need wealth. People are very inquisitive. I want to know something about God. Yeah, they're very inquisitive. Is God there? Yeah. So like people who are inquisitive. So how does he look? Is he light? Or he would be really old. Na? He is there since so many years. So you would say inquisitiveness. कैसे दिखता है? क्या है? कैसा है? कितना strong है? और ज्ञानीज. Yeah. Then he says that. So who is the best among the jnanis? And it says that, whoever serves me dearly with lots of love and affection, I am very dear to him and he is very dear. And he says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanvan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. So Mahatma is a person who knows that Vasudeva is everything. Vasudeva is Krishna, is everything. Right? So that one is a Mahatma. Then he talks about demigods. So he says that so Krishna asks Arjuna that, if everyone, you are so strong, everything is coming from you, why do people worship demigods? So he says that people worship demigods because they want quick results. So that is why they worship demigods. But Arjuna, whatever results demigod gives, they are temporary. They are not permanent, my dear Arjuna. Yeah. So,
demigods means the Indradev, Vayudev, Agnidev and all, no?
Ganesha, Shiva, they are all demigods. Yeah. So, then Krishna says, then Krishna says, Arjuna says, then why don't everyone, so if they know everything, still they don't believe you, or still they don't, believe in your presence. So Krishna says, see, I do not manifest to everyone. Whoever wants to have faith in me, to them only I will reveal. Otherwise, I will not reveal myself to everyone. Right? If you don't believe me, then will make you piche padu. But I will always be there with you. And I will always give you opportunities to come to me because you are my child. Ultimately, I also want you to come back to Godhead. Yeah. So Krishna knows past, present, and future. Yeah. So then he is saying that, but he says that, so Arjuna is asking why everyone doesn't come back to you. Even if they believe, why they don't come back to you? So because they are so much engaged in lust, anger, and greed. I want this, मुझे ये करना है, मुझे वो करना है, देख उसके पास ज्यादा है, मेरे पास कम है, ये बहुत गुस्सा आता है, right? If all these things are there, it is very difficult for Arjuna for them to come back. So you please see that, we have to control lust, anger, and greed. And how can you control that? You will be able to control that with, devotional, loving service with Krishna, to Krishna, by chanting, by studying his scriptures. What happens when we study scriptures, when we chant, when we do loving devotional service, our mind get diverted from bad activities to good activities, and not only to good activities, to powerful activities. Okay, this thing is very, very powerful thing that all of you are doing. So from bad activities which will take you down to hell, you are moving from that bad activities, you're moving to the good activities. Yeah. So that is why divert yourself to the right things. Yeah? And then you will attain me. Yeah. So that was chapter 7. Yeah. Now we will start chapter 8. Chapter 8 is very interesting. You all will like it. Okay, so let us see chapter 8. Any questions on chapter 7? Okay, good.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, even I have a doubt.
Okay, tell me. Yes, Svara?
Yes, Mataji. So Mataji, Krishna says that I am the food. The food you eat, that is me. The water you drink, it's me. So aren't we technically eating and drinking Krishna?
We are eating and drinking Krishna because of mercy of Krishna. So if that is not there, we will not live only. We will not have a body. We will not be able to maintain our body. So everything, even whatever breathing is because of Krishna. So Krishna gives life in each and everything, or Krishna gives energy. It is his energy. So that is not Krishna. It is Krishna's energy. That so Krishna's energy is Krishna himself. That way.
Thank you.
Shri, you have a question?
Mataji, no, Mataji. I think it was almost the same as Swara. It was clear.
Okay, very nice. So now we will start with chapter 8. It is very, very interesting chapter. In the beginning, you will find it little technical, but it is very sweet chapter.
Guruji, Guruji, the acronym for this chapter is dead, and the second thing is end of life.
Yes, it is dead and end of life. Even if it is dead, but you will like it. I'm sure you are going to like it. Okay. So acronym is dead, and these first stands for doubts. So Arjuna, like you all have so many doubts, no? Arjuna also has many doubts. Okay. So now one after another, Arjuna is asking his doubt. Okay. So Arjuna is asking Krishna, what is Adhyatma? So then Krishna is answering that, Adi means a person who wants to control.
Mataji, actually, I have a doubt, small one.
Yes.
Mataji, why are people scared to die? Let's say there was a very good bhakti of Krishna, and he's scared of dying. Everybody is scared of dying. Why is he scared of dying? He's gonna go to Krishna only now when he dies.
But the attachments are so much there, no? So it's
And also,
like,
ma'am, this earth is a hellish kind of place. So why are people scared of dying?
because they do not have knowledge, right? So you have knowledge, so now you will not be scared, right? So because of lack of knowledge.
Many people, even though they are bhaktis, are also scared. I mean,
Yeah, so everyone is in different levels of bhakti. So somebody as in Shuddha Bhakti. So they know they will do everything for Krishna, and they know Krishna will take care of me. But see, we are all practicing bhaktas. So we have not reached that stage that everything for Krishna. We are all practicing towards that level. So once you are practicing, like you have what you say, grades, right? Different grades are there. No? So we are in the practicing grade. Other is expert. So you have what you say, developing. Developed, and underdeveloped. No? So we are into that underdeveloped to developing stage. We are not yet into that developed stage. So all the bhaktas, all the devotees are not into that expert stage. That is, they are scared.
What about Srila Prabhupada, ma'am? What about Srila Prabhupada?
He was so expert, Baba. He is so like he was like Senapati of Krishna. It is written in the Shastras that one Senapati will come, and who he will he will spread the knowledge of Krishna across the world, in each and every village of this world. See, we are conducting these online classes, from different parts of our country. People are attending these classes, and even we are getting inquiries even from outside India.
Oh.
Mataji,
So,
so when
Prabhupada was,
Krishna was there, Jiva was also there, no?
sorry.
Mataji, as you said that Krishna is eternal, so like that Jivas are also eternal.
Yes. All the jivas are also eternal. Only
Mataji,
thing
I
is
have a doubt.
jivas change their bodies. So like clothes we change, jivas also change their bodies.
Mataji, I have a doubt. Yes, Mataji. So, Mataji, Krishna says that we are all his children. But then, if we are his children, then why does he send us to hell to suffer? I mean, like, I know that it's like because we did bad things and it's punishment. But wouldn't be a little too harsh?
So your mother, when your mother tells you, you do one thing, you study, you finish your studies, 10 times she tells you, and then when you still don't get it, what does your mother do? She punishes you. Does she like to punish? No, she doesn't like to punish. But it is because of you not doing your duty, you get punished. Right? And for another example I will give you, that see, people are killing animals. Now all animals are the jivas, right? So like we saw, we discussed this example that a father is going with a small child, and some other person comes and gives a tight slap to the small child. Okay, now without any reason he is giving this tight slap. What will father do? Will father leave that person who is giving a tight slap? No, father will go and thrash that person. Why did you hit my child? Right. So same way, if you are troubling others or if you are killing others, is Krishna going to be? Krishna is our father, right? Like that small child. So Krishna is not going to be silent. He will definitely punish. You think,
Mataji, but what if Mataji, let's say person, he deliberately killed the bhakti, but then why would Krishna punish that person? Because then that bhakti would definitely come to Krishna, na?
Sorry.
Mataji, let's say a man killed a great bhakti of Krishna, and then why would Krishna be angry? Because that bhakti would definitely come to Krishna, na?
But
So
that he, but the person who killed that bhakta, he is not supposed to kill anyone. No, that Krishna, that is between Krishna and his bhakta. Why would third person come and kill the bhakta?
okay, man.
So let us move ahead. Okay, 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I will give a chance to ask questions. Okay. So next 15 minutes, let me finish the D. Let me finish the E part, yeah, and then we will ask questions. E part is very interesting. Okay, so first we'll finish the B part, right, and then we'll go to the E part. So D is doubts.
Mataji, actually, could you be a bit more louder because there's some construction going around here, so I couldn't hear you properly.
Okay. Take it. I'll be a little louder. Okay. Yeah. So Krishna is talking. So Arjuna is asking, what is Adhyatma? So Adhyatma, Krishna is answering. So this initial 5 minutes part is a little technical. Okay. So Krishna is saying that Arjuna, Adi is a person who is in control. And Atma has various meanings like gross body, subtle body, mind, intelligence. Yeah. So all the subtle bodies are termed as Atma. So ultimately, who is in control? Krishna is in control. And actually, soul is different from the body. We have studied this in detail, that when the person leaves, who has passed away, the soul has passed away. The body is still lying there. So we have seen the difference between body and the soul. Yeah. Then he also asks Krishna, what is Brahman? So Krishna says, all of us, all of you are Brahman. And who is Krishna? Krishna is Parabrahman. Yeah. So we are all Atma. And Krishna is Paramatma. Okay. Then Krishna is saying, Arjuna is asking, what is karma? So Arjuna is asking questions, Krishna is answering. Okay. So what is karma? Karma is material consciousness. Okay. So Jiva does all the nasty things. Okay. He wants to eat meat. He wants to drink wine. He wants to do all the nasty things. So Krishna accordingly gives them a body. So if you see this person, he is eating meat, he is drinking wine. Next life, it is all prescribed in the scriptures. Next life, you will get a big body. Yeah. You have irreligious relations with a boy or a girl. Yeah. Irreligious things, boyfriend, girlfriend, crushes, extramarital affairs, all those things. What will happen to you? Next birth, you will take body of a dog. Yeah. So you do irreligious things, you will get a body according to the to your desires, because you had a desire to eat bad things, you had a desire to do wrong things. So based on your desire, you will, based on your habits, you will get a body in the next life. Yeah.
But
So,
Mataji,
sorry, just 1 minute. So just let me finish this part. Then I will take all the questions for 5 minutes. Yeah. So the mental existence is transformed into tangible things as soon as one gets an opportunity. So for example, you will see, you will find that there are all waves around, right? Now, whenever we put a TV, whenever we put that, the TV box, it will immediately capture the waves and it will immediately show you the channel, right? But we cannot see those with our eyes. Similarly, our body is like a TV box. Soul is moving everywhere with the subtle body, right? Mind, intelligence, false ego. And as soon as it finds a suitable body, it will immediately, it will grab that body according to the consciousness. It could be pig body, it could be dog body, or it could be body of a like Narad Muni, heavenly body, right? You see Hanuman, yeah, who was always absorbed in serving Sita. So you could get a heavenly body, or you could get a bird body, you could get a reptile body, you could get an animal body, aquatic body. So depending upon what you do in your life, accordingly you will get.
Mataji, I have a doubt in this.
Yeah, in this, yeah, I cannot take all the doubts.
Mataji, like Hanuman was a monkey, right? So how did he?
How did he? Okay, so let us move ahead. He says, what is Adi Bhuta? Yeah. So there are two types of machine. One is our bodily machine, and other is the cosmic machine. Okay, so both these machines are undergoing changes. Bodily machine, like you saw, 6 type of changes you've answered in assignment 1. Yeah, from small childhood, adolescence, youth, adulthood, then old age, and then he dwindles, he dies.
I have a doubt.
Just hold on. Just hold on to your doubts. I will answer all your doubts. Yeah. So the body undergoes various type of changes. Yeah. But bodies can reproduce, but non-living things cannot reproduce. Yeah. They will only undergo depreciation. Yeah. So Krishna says that our bodies and this entire universe undergoes change. Yeah. So they will get created and they will get destroyed. Then, yeah, Adi Daivata. So Adi Daiva basically a yogi. Listen very carefully. Yeah? Yogi is attached to this form. So yogi, so like we in devotional service are directly connected with Krishna. We want to perform nice, loving service to Krishna. Yogi is attracted to his Virat Roop. Okay, wherein he has thousands of hands and thousands of legs. Yeah. So he has all this 14 planetary system in his body. And so sun and moon are his eyes. So see this. Bottom of his feet. So basically, this 14 planetary system represents all the basically demigods also represents this. All his limbs of his body. Yeah, and so he is an attached yogi. He meditates in this form, Virat Roop of Krishna. Right, all the demigods you will see in his form. You will see thousands of hands, thousands of legs. Yeah, so that is how. But how do we perform our devotional service? We perform to two-handed form of Krishna, who is with his cowherd boys and cowherd friends and gopis and all. Yeah, and detached yogi is basically meditates on the super soul within heart. Okay, yeah. And what happens to this detached yogi? You see, we'll just read this. In the process of sacrifice, living entities make specific kinds of sacrifices to attain specific heavenly planets. Listen very carefully. Okay, so when you do sacrifices, you gain certain, sukruti. Okay, you get some pious deeds. So you go to heavenly planets. जब you go to heavenly planets, जैसे अपना बैंक बैलेंस खर्चा करते हैं तो कम होते जाते हैं, वैसे ही अपनी सुकृति धीरे धीरे कम होती है. And again, you need to come back to this material world. Yeah. So in this way, living entity perpetually comes to this material path, right? But a devotee avoids such sacrifices. He is directly involved into Krishna service. Like we say, offering Bhuga to the Lord, doing beautiful Shringar of the Lord, Yeah. To the Lord. Yeah. So devotees engage into all these kinds of services. Yeah. So that was about Krishna's doubts, Arjuna's doubts, which Krishna cleared one by one. Yeah. Now we go into this end of life thing. 1 second. I will have to share sound also with you. Okay. Let me know if you don't hear this. Huh? Yeah. So we all know that, like how from childhood, from as we take birth till the end, we now what Krishna says, this is very, very important. Okay, everyone, please lay away everything and just focus on what I'm trying to tell now. Yeah. So Krishna says, Antakale cha maevam smaran mukta kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nashti atra samshaha. So Krishna says that at the end of your life, yeah, if someone remembers me, if you remember me, then if you remember me at the end of your life, where will you go? I will take you to my abode. And there is no doubt about it. Krishna is giving guarantee. Okay. And this is spoken by Lord himself. Krishna is giving a guarantee that at the end of your life, if you remember me, I will take you back to home, back to Godhead. But if you remember something else, just hold on a bit. I will just take it. Just let me finish this end of life. Then I will take all the questions for 10 minutes. Yeah, but if you do not remember me at the end of the life, then I cannot help you. Yeah. So for example, okay, I'll give you an example. A mill owner from a city, yeah, he was lying on deathbed, with his 3 sons. I will have to go on.
Thank you.
So please ensure that you are on mute, otherwise we have to break this flow. Yeah. So the thing is that, for example, there is a mill owner in Calcutta. Yeah, he is on his deathbed. He has his 3-4 sons surrounded his bed, and he is now, about to leave his body. Everyone is in a very sad mood that he's going to leave his body. And father is saying, "Hurry, all of you are here. So who is there in the mill? You go there. How can you all be here?" And at that moment, he leaves his body. Now what was he thinking at the end of his life? He was thinking about his mill. Yeah. So what happens now? Depending upon his desire and depending upon his past karma, he will take birth in that mill. So he might become a rat in the mill, right? So it is very, very important what do we think at the time of death. Yeah. Then there is a nice story. Yeah.
Mataji,
Yeah.
Mataji, let's say you were a truck driver, and then at the time of your death, you were remembering your truck because the truck was that only gave you money. You were just transporting goods from. So what if you remember your truck?
So if you remember this truck, maybe he will next life again he might become the truck driver, or somewhere around he might become a rat in that truck, or he could become anything associated with that truck.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah, he could. So basically, he will be associated with the thing that he is, he's thinking about at the time of his death. But depending upon his karma, that also I'm going to cover. Just hold on. Yeah. So this story was of Ajamil. So Ajamil, I think many of you know this story. So Ajamil was a very good Brahman. Yeah, he had a very good behavior. He used to wake up early in the morning, do his sandhya and all. Yeah, he was studying, but he was not studying Vedic. So he was doing his daily recitations and all, but he did not have the knowledge of soul and super soul. So he was like a karma kandi Brahman. One day he saw a man and a woman performing some dirty things, and he got attracted to that woman. Now, when he got attracted toward that woman, he started thinking about that woman. And now he wanted to enjoy that woman. He wanted to have that woman. So eventually what happened? He left his wife, he left his children, and he went away with that woman in the forest. And he started staying with that woman. Now, after, staying with that woman, he had many children. He had like 10 children from that woman. And the last child, when now he was like 70, 80 years old. And the last child, he named him as Narayan. Okay. Now what happened is that now he is very old. Yeah, and every time he's thinking of Narayan, because that son is very much attached to him. And he's talking, Narayan, have you eaten this? Narayan, did you go to play? Narayan, where are you? I can't see you. Whole day and night is thinking about Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. Okay, now let us see.
Narayan! 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 Where are you, my son? Where are you?
He's on his deathbed now.
Narayan! Narayan! Oh, Narayan!
The Yamadutas.
Who are they, Mataji? Asura.
Stop! Leave this man alone.
Who are you that dares to challenge us? For we are the Yamadutas. We are acting on the orders of our master, Yamaraj, the god of death and punishment. This man Ajamil, although born of a Brahmin family, has spent many years of his life breaking all the religious principles, causing pain and suffering to men and animals alike. Now, it is time to take him to the court of Yamaraj, the god of death, where he will be tried and punished for his sinful actions.
We cannot allow you to take this soul. Ajamil has already atoned for all his sinful actions. In a helpless condition, he has chanted the holy name of Lord Narayan. Therefore, he has become purified of all his sins. If one chants the holy name of the Lord, knowingly or unknowingly, that chanting will still be effective. It is like medicine. If a sick man takes medicine, even if he does not know how it is acting, still the effects will
Mataji, a black box is swimming at the top of
time
the
of his
video.
death. Ajamil helplessly and loudly chanted the holy name of the Lord. That chanting has freed him from having to suffer the reactions of his sinful life. Therefore, do not try to take him to your master for punishment.
You are the messengers of Lord Vishnu, and what you have said is true. We will set free the soul of this Ajamil and return to our master. From this day onwards, we will not come to take away the souls of the Vaishnava devotees of Lord Narayan.
So because he took name of Narayan, Yamadutas left him. Knowingly or unknowingly, if you take the name of Narayan. And now he's given a chance.
Ajamil, because you chanted the holy name of Narayan at the time of your death, you have been relieved of having to suffer the effects of your sinful life. We will bless you that you will live a few years longer. Now take this opportunity to lead a pious life for the remaining time you have left. Remember to glorify the Supreme Lord Vishnu and perfect this human form of life.
Now he is given an additional chance. So what does this person do? So this Ajamal, he goes to he goes to Kashi. He goes to many holy
The Vishnu
places.
Dutas left Ajamil.
Then he performs all the austerity. He prays to Krishna. Yeah? And then in the end, he is thinking about Krishna, and that is how he then eventually gets a good life. He lives his life thinking of Krishna, and then eventually he gets a good life. Yeah. Yes. Now also we saw Draupadi, right? Draupadi, helplessly she was crying.
Mataji, somebody's mic is on, so your voice is not coming.
The elephant stories of Gajendra.
Yeah.
I like that story very much. I even have a book of it.
I also like that story. These are on Bhagavatam. Yeah. So Draupadi.
Mataji, I don't know the story.
Don't know this story? Okay, hold on. So Draupadi also the last moment when she was when she knew that all her husbands cannot help her. 5 husbands, 5 able husbands she had, but none of them were able to help her. What did she do? She helplessly cried to Krishna, "Oh Govinda, oh Narayana, oh Dwarkadesh, oh Madhava, please come and help me." That time Krishna was in Dwarka. He was eating. So Satyabhama had got a plate of food, nice tasty food she had bought, and she was offering it to Krishna. And Krishna immediately heard, and immediately he got up. Satyabhama asked, "What happened, Krishna?" So Krishna said that I have to immediately go. And he said, one of my devotees calling me, and immediately he vanquished and he went to Hastinapur. Right? So that is how when you call Krishna, Krishna is always there with you. So, and eventually you think of Krishna your whole life. In the end only you will think about Krishna. Then you see this Gajendra story. Yeah. So Gajendra was King Indradyumna in his previous life. And in the next life, due to whatever reasons, he became an elephant. Now with his female elephants, he was having nice bath and all that. They were all enjoying in the water. Yeah. And while they were enjoying in the water, what happened is, while they were enjoying in the water,
Which life did
this elephant have before he became an elephant?
He was in king's life. He was King Indradyumna. And
Why did he become an elephant?
So that I don't know why he became an elephant, but in the next.
Yes, I know. Mataji, I know.
Yeah.
Mataji, can you please make me the co-host so I can mute the people who are coming in between with the mic?
Mataji, I know why he became an
Why did
elephant.
he become an elephant?
Ma'am, because he was a student to one yogi, and then when he was performing his sacrifices and he was meditating, his guru came, but he was in deep meditation, so he didn't see him. So when he got up, he realized that his guru was there, and then his guru got angry, and then he punished him, and then he told him that in the next life he will become an elephant.
Yes, he said, "How can you be like such a dumb person that you did not realize that I have come?" Yes, I remember that.
Yes, it's in my book.
Yes. You're right. So then he became and that time he was like a yogi, right? So he was always, so he remembered all the prayers. Now this crocodile, and he came and he caught his leg, and he was not able to release it. Thousands of years he was not able to release him. But that time he remembered the prayers of his previous life. And there was one lotus, flower. He plucked that lotus flower, and he was offering the lotus flower in the sky to Narayan. And he was saying, "Om Namo Bhagavate Narayana." Yeah, so he was chanting his name. And then see what happens. Let us see what happens.
And the crocodile also had a sharp, so that's why it became a crocodile.
Yes.
They have some nerve to disturb me like this.
I won't leave these elephants.
Friends, quick, get out of the stream. There is an alligator coming towards us.
I will not leave you. You are disturbing my peace and quiet here with your friends. Want you?
Oh, I am not able to free myself from his powerful jaws.
Gajendra, harder, harder.
This alligator is too powerful. I cannot free myself.
Let us all try to help our leader.
Lord, please help. Your devotee needs you. Lord, where are you? Your devotee needs you. Oh Lord.
He offers beautiful prayers to Lord Narayan. And then Lord Narayan,
Accept a devotee's gratitude and reverence for listening to his cry for help. Rise, Vats. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for returning me to my human form. Indradyumna, I am very pleased with your devotion. Please ask for anything you may want. Lord, please take me with you to Vaikunt, the place of gods. May it be as you say.
yes. So you saw that
Running through it.
Eventually he was sent to Vaikuntha. Yeah. So in Vaikuntha, all the formal worship happens in Vaikuntha. Yeah. So like this. What happened? Yeah.
कौसल्या सुप्रजा रामपूर्वा संध्या प्रवर्तते उत्तिष्ठ
So like this, the formal worship happens in Vaikuntha. Okay. So that is how you saw that.
Raji, can you hear the entire thing?
Now it is too long. You will not be able to hear it. It's too long a thing to hear. Yeah. So if you see that Gajendra, Ajamil, eventually they got placed in the Vaikuntha planets. Yeah. So what life we will get what body you will get in the next life all depends upon what you do in your life and what you at the end of your life, whatever you think. Antakale cha maevam, yeah, smaran mukta kalevaram. If you think about me, then I will take you to my abode. And there is no doubt he is giving a guarantee that you will go back to the spiritual world. Yeah. So again he's saying this, yeah, in 8.6, whatever state of being one remembers, yeah, when he quits his body, or son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. So now how do we do this, right? So see, like for example, when we are walking, whatever you practice regularly, that thing will come out. So for example, while you're walking on the road and a stone, okay, sharp stone pricks your feet. You say, mama, or somebody would say, papa. Somebody would say bad word also, right? So whatever and why are you saying this, mama, papa, or maybe someone should say Krishna also, right? So because if you're practicing, whatever you practice, that is what will come out. So the entire practice, it is not about that last moment, right? In the last moment, you will remember what you practice in the entire life. So we need to practice, right? So only if you practice, then only you will remember Krishna at the end of your life. And then based on that, what type of body you will get? You will get a body based on two things. Okay. Very, very, listen very carefully. You will get body based on two things, what you desire and what you deserve, right? To desire, to meri bhale ichha hai London ki queen banna, but do I deserve? That is a big thing. So for that deserving thing, I need to have a lot of good karma. I need to have punya, right? So for example, if somebody asks me, what type of house do you want? I'll say, I want a big house. I want a big bungalow. Then he'll say, Acha, okay, the bungalow would cost this much. Do you have that much money? He said, no, I have only this much money. Oh, in this money, you will get only 2 BHK. Okay, then you will have to stay with 2 BHK. You will not get a big bungalow, right? So similarly, the bodies are awarded based on your karma, what you do in your past life, entire life, and based on your desire. Death can come anytime, right? Anytime. It is not that in our old age only we will die. Death can come anytime. So for that, we have to be prepared, and then, based on our desire, based on our karma, we will get, right? We will get the body. So for example, you see this lusty person. Yeah, he is always interested in doing wrong things, irreligious things. What will happen? He will get a dog life. Lazy person want to sleep for hours, he will sleep till 12 o'clock in the morning, not getting up by 5:36. He will become like a polar bear who sleeps for 6 months, right? An envious person who is jealous about everyone. What will happen? He'll become a snake in his next life. A person who wants to show off his body, boy or a girl, what will happen? They will become tree in the next life. And if you are too much attached to eating meat and all, you will get a body either of a tiger or of a hyena or basically a meat-eating animal, right? Accordingly, you will get the body. So you have to be very, very choosy on, how do you spend your entire life, right? You have to be very careful about that. Yeah? So you see meat-eating, what happens? Eventually, you will get a body of a meat-eating animal. Yeah. If you are sleeping, you will become a polar bear. दिन रात सोना ही आलसी है, बिल्कुल आलसी बंदे को पोलर बेयर की बॉडी मिलेगी, right? No, again we'll see another story. Jad Bharat. We have heard this story many times. Jad Bharat, what happened? He was Bharat Maharaj. He wanted to, he left and his kingdom and everything, and he wanted to only meditate on Krishna. But eventually, he came across a deer and he got attached to the deer. So while leaving his body, what happened? He was thinking of the deer. He was thinking of the deer. And in next life, you can see the next picture. This deer is this Bharat Maharaj. Okay, so he got a body of a deer. So in the third life, he decided, no, I am not going to think about anything else. I'm only going to think about Krishna. And in the third life, he gets liberated. He goes to the spiritual planets. Yeah. So that is how, what you think at the end of your life, it is very important. Yeah? So Prabhupada in this purport, he explains, one's thought during the course of one life's accumulates to influence one's thoughts at the moment of death. Whatever you think your entire life, those thoughts only will come at the time of your death. ऐसा मत सोचो कि last end moment पे देखना है ना, तो ठीक है मैं manage कर लूँगा. ऐसे नहीं होता. Because death will not tell you when it is gonna come. Okay, it will suddenly come. So you have to be very careful about that. And if you remember about Krishna, then you will be transferred to Krishna Loka. Okay. Yes. So then, what is this? Yeah. If one is transcendently absorbed in Krishna's service, then his next body, he will be transcendental. Therefore, chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the best process for successfully changing one's state of mind at the end of his life. So when you're saying, no, Baba, increase your rounds, chant regularly, right? So then you will be able to remember Krishna at the end of it. But you may say that, there could be a situation that I am, on ventilator, all, supported by all life, saving instruments. I am unconscious. I am in coma. पूरा लाइफ भर मैंने भक्ति किया, लेकिन एंड में मैं कोमा में चला गया, तो मैं कैसे, then how will I remember Krishna at that point in time? So Krishna also says that at that point in time, don't worry, that point in time I will come myself, I will personally come and deliver you. Don't worry about all that. So Krishna is not like a mechanical robot. Yeah, नहीं मैंने बोला था ना, तो एंड टाइम पे मेरा नाम लेगा तो ही मैं लेके जाऊंगा. He is not like that. He's not like a machine. He is like our father. Yeah. So even at the last moment, because of some difficult situation that you are in coma, you are on ventilator, you are not able to think about Krishna, Krishna will still take you. Yeah. So he says, don't worry, I will still take you. Krishna is not insensitive. Yeah. He is very sensitive. Yeah. So he says, but just develop faith in me. Just study my scriptures, study, understand about me, gain knowledge about me, chant my name. Get involved into personal service. Yeah, then I will deliver you. Yeah, then again Krishna says in 8.7 that Arjuna, you should always think of me in form of Krishna. But remember very carefully. But at the same time, you should do your duty. What is your prescribed duty as a student? Your prescribed duty as a student is to study, to get very good marks, to obey your parents, right? To not get into wrong things, not get distracted by the wrong things. That is your duty as a student. Yeah. So at the same time, Krishna is telling, yeah, you should do your duty, right? As a student, you should do your duty. So if a working man, he should do work for his family, but at the same time, he should do his devotional service. Right? His spiritual dharma he should do. Householder wife, yeah, she has a lot of responsibilities, cooking and all that. So many household responsibilities are there. But at the same time, she should perform her devotional service. So whatever responsibilities you have, you should do that. But plus, you should do devotional service. It is not either or, it is and. Okay. Yeah. Then he says, 8.8, he who meditates on me as Supreme Personality of Godhead is mind constantly engaged in remembering me. Yeah, undeviated from the path, is sure to reach me. This Lord himself is saying that he will surely reach me. Yeah. Okay, now attaining the Supreme. Any questions on end of life for 5 minutes? Looks like no questions. All questions gone? Answered?
Yes, Mataji, all questions answered.
Okay. Good. Okay. Then did the recording stop? I can't see the recording going on.
No, Mataji, the recording is on.
On.
Mataji, the recording is.
Okay.
Mataji, I have 2 doubts.
Yes.
Mataji, I have also one doubt.
Okay. Yes, come on, ask. Yes, come on. Who is it? Shreyasi, Janvi?
Mataji, means you say that means Krishna himself says that you need to offer bhoga, but when we offer bhoga, Krishna doesn't eat. So people will think like this. Even I think like this. If Krishna is not eating, so what is the means benefit? Means if he is not eating, so why should we give?
How do you know he is not eating? He is eating through his eyes. He's glancing to it and he's blessing you. He's glancing through his eyes. He's eating the bhoga and he's offering his blessings through the bhoga as prasad. And we have our material eyes. Our material eyes we do not have divya drushti to see that he is eating. So for getting that divya drushti, you have to have faith. See, Krishna says faith. Have faith in me. Yeah, he's saying that. He says, right? What is that? Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Right? So he says, whoever offers me a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water with love and devotion, I accept it. So then if he is saying I accept it, then we cannot doubt. And if you doubt, then you will not get this knowledge. So he accepts, you do this, you will realize he accepts. You make nice bhoga for him, yeah, make sweets and all that, see his face. Yeah, you will see, wow, you will internally feel, wow, he's like really happy.
Yes, Mataji.
See, we have people.
Mataji, I have a question.
Just 1 second, Janvi had a question. Just 1 second, we'll go one by one, yeah? Yeah, Janvi, you had a question?
Mataji, like for example, we go in Goloka or Vrindavan, whatever. So if we want to come in this material life again for means guiding the people about Krishna, consonants and all, so Krishna will give permission to come back in this material world.
Yes. So like Prabhupada also says, right? If Krishna wants me to preach in hell, I will go and preach in the hell also. So it is all Krishna's plan. So when you become a devotee, you don't have things about, you don't think कि मुझे ये करना है, मुझे वो करना है. कृष्णा जो बोलेंगे वो करना है. तो अगर कृष्णा ने बोला कि नहीं आप नीचे जाके थोड़ा प्रीचिंग करके आओ, आप नीचे जाके आपका प्रीचिंग करोगे, वापस आपका समय खत्म होने का वापस गोलोका चले जाओगे.
Okay.
Yes, Arya, you had a question. One second, Anushri, 1 second. Arya had a question, then after that I'll come back to you. Okay?
Mataji, if anybody has an ancestor in the house, in our house it is said that we cannot go near the god and all. So if we read the scriptures when we have the menstruation, it is okay?
Yeah, you can read, yes, no problem. You may not do direct devotional service, right? Like touching God and all, but yes, you can read Bhagavad Gita.
Mataji?
Yes, Anushri.
Mataji, let's say Krishna called a bhakti to Goloka, and then Krishna said, you go and preach down in earth again and then you come back. Then will that person, after he has done his preaching, will that person still remember, I mean like he still remembers his past thing, like when how Krishna told to preach?
Yes. So he will be totally connected with Krishna. right? So he will get everything. He will get intelligence through Krishna. Whatever he has to do in this material world, after coming down here, he will get intelligence from Krishna. And Krishna will ensure that he again comes back. He doesn't get diverted.
Okay, Mataji.
Yes, Akshara.
माता जी मतलब उनके स्टोरी में नहीं क्या वो नारायण जी का नाम ले रहे थे तो फिर यमदूत डर गए ना, तो वैसे ही अगर हम उस समय ले रहे होंगे नारायण का नाम, लेकिन उस समय उन्होंने हमें और जिंदा रहने के लिए दिया, लेकिन हमें गोलोक जाना है तो
नहीं, तो आपको प्रश्न नहीं समझा बेटा। तो आप बोल रहे हो कि हमने भी अपने अंत समय पे उनका नाम लिया।
हाँ।
और हमको भी चांस मिला कुछ साल रहने का, और फिर उसके आगे
नहीं माता जी, मतलब हमें गोलोक जाना है, बट उन्होंने बोला कि आपको और लाइफ मिला है जीने के लिए, तो
हाँ तो जी लेंगे अभी। See, when you are at that stage ना, you will do whatever Krishna wants, right? So like Prabhupada, I said ना, Prabhupada did not want to go to Goloka. He said, if Krishna wants me to preach in hell, I will go, and मैं नर्क में भी जाके उनको सिखाऊंगा। मुझे गोलोक नहीं जाना, जो कृष्णा बोलेंगे मैं वो करूंगा। तो वो जो आपकी शुद्ध भक्ति होती है ना, वो बस आप कृष्णा के बारे में जो कृष्णा चाहे वो करेंगे। हम अपना कुछ भी नहीं, फिर अपना दिमाग भी नहीं लगाएंगे। जो कृष्णा बोलेंगे अच्छा डांस करो, हम डांस करेंगे, गाना गाओ, हम गाना गाएंगे। जस्ट कुछ भी puppet in his hands, right? Okay, so let us move ahead.
Mataji, sorry to interrupt, but one more question. For example, from Golok we come in material life again, and
सब
after
लोग गोलोक जाने वाले हैं। मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है, सब लोगों में गोलोक एटलीस्ट डिजायर तो है। तो हाँ, very nice, very nice. हाँ,
from Golok we come in material life again, and after that in material life if we matlab do sins and all, then Krishna will not allowed in Golok again.
आपके लिए बेटा क्यों
Otherwise
ऐसे
is
कर
not
रहे हो?
coming.
कृष्णा बोलेंगे कि अरे बेटा ऐसे क्यों कर रहे हो तुम। तो कृष्णा विल अगेन गिव यू अपॉर्चुनिटी, बाबा ऐसे गलत काम मत करो। लेकिन अगर हम फंस गए तो फंस गए, फिर कुछ साल रहना पड़ेगा।
Mataji,
क्या?
in Golok, which language is spoken?
गोलोक में जनरली देवतास they all speak Sanskrit language. If
But
anybody has,
Mataji, I don't know Sanskrit. So if I go to Goloka, how will I be able to converse? Like, let's say you don't know Sanskrit.
you know, Dhruva Maharaj, when the Lord appeared in front of Dhruva Maharaj, he was just 5 years old, and when the Lord appeared, he was so amazed कि, और वो तो इतना छोटा बच्चा था कि वो कुछ भी prayers कुछ भी नहीं बोल पा रहा था। So what did Lord do? You know, he took his counsel and he touched his head. So when he touched his head, he started saying prayers as if he knew all the prayers in this world. That is how he started glorifying Krishna. So that you don't worry, Krishna will take care. Okay? Krishna will ensure that you know that language.
Okay, Mataji.
Okay, Akshara, you wanted to say something? You had raised your hand. Okay, chalo, let us move ahead. Yeah. So now attaining the supreme. Yeah. So now how does yogi think? You know, yogi thinks that, you know, so what are the ways? How does yogi remember Krishna? So like Kavim, right? First word you see Kavim. Yeah? They think that, you know, he's like most learned person. Puranam, second word. He's like oldest. But oldest matlab aise nahi ki he's very old with, you know, black and white beard, not very able to walk and all. But he's ever fresh and youthful. Yeah. Then, yeah, 1 second. Yeah. Then he is Anushashit Ram. So basically he is a Anushashan. So he is basically controller of everything. He is Anyor Aniyam Sham. So he is present in every atom, every anu he's present. Sarva Siddhataram. Yeah. So he is like a string which is holding the pearls, yeah, holding all the planets. Right? So he is present in every atom, he is present in all the jivas. Yeah. So he has created millions of universes. How is the sun rising? How is the sun setting? How is moon rising? How are the stars twinkling? How are the, you know, flowers growing? How are the fruits? How are, you know, tasty fruits are there? How are fruits ripening? How are the rivers filled with water? How are the clouds showering rains? Yeah. So the yogi understand that he is above all of us. Everything is done by him. Yeah. Then he is Achinta Rupam. So he is not impersonal. He has a beautiful form. Yeah, he is very beautiful. He is Aditya Varnam. His body glows like sun. Yeah. Then Tamasha Parastat. Yeah, so he exists beyond ignorance of this world, beyond darkness of this world. Yeah, so this yogi, he meditates on this form of Lord. Yeah, so this Shat Chakra system, no. So yeah, 1 second. Let us see this. So Shat Chakra system. So yogis, no, so some yogis, they follow this Shat Chakra system. So basically, if you see, the bottom of the chakra is Mooladhara Chakra, and the topmost, this lotus one, yeah, is the Brahmanandra Chakra. Okay, so Krishna also talks about all these things. Okay, so he says that there are 10 types of air in our body. 5 types of air are very prominent, and 5 types of air are secondary airs. Yeah, all these 10 types of air are moving from our body in different directions, but they are balanced at the heart. Why they are balanced at the heart? Because our soul is there. Yeah, but what do these yogis do? This is very interesting actually, but not for us to follow. Okay, not for us to follow, just because it is mentioned here and we have little knowledge, so we can just talk about this. Yeah, so what does this yogi do? This yogi, our back hole, our rectum, they shut that hole and they concentrate all this air, and they try to move the soul towards the skull. Okay, slowly they will try to move the soul toward the skull, and eventually when it reaches the skull, it will break the skull, and then it will go to another planet. So it can, whatever the desire is, it can go to Swargaloka, it can go to Ashtasiddhi Lok, yeah, Vaikuntha Lok, Swargalok, whatever, it's or Satya Lok, wherever it wants to go. Based on the desire, it will break from here and it will go there. Yeah. So Arjuna was thinking, Hare Bapre.
Mataji, how can that happen?
Or this happens, by practice this happens. So this is a separate, science. So yogis, so they are not, so see what we are focused on, we are so focused on loving relationship with God. But these yogis are not focused on loving relationship with God. Yeah. So this chakras also, so how they practice? They practice moving the air from this chakra to this chakra like an ant. Initially, it will move like an ant.
What are these chakras?
See, I do not have much knowledge about this, but these are different chakras in our body. What has happened?
And Mataji, what are these 10 types of air?
10 types of air are there in our body. So it's a different science altogether, but we do not want to jump into it because we are not going to follow it, because it doesn't involve loving relationship with Krishna, right? Eventually, the end of the practice, this chakra reaches here, zup karke it will reach like a snake, and then from here it will break the skull and it will go to whichever loka they want to go. Yeah, but so this is called Yoga Mishra Bhakti. It is Mishra Bhakti. So for example, Dhruva also performed Ashtanga Yoga. But eventually, so basically Ashtanga Yoga is recommended for the kings, because kings, they want to control their mind. See, they have a controlling mentality. Right? King generally has a controlling mentality. So Dhruva also was a Kshatriya. He also had a controlling mentality. So this Ashtanga Yoga, it helps to calm our body, calm our senses and all. Yeah? So this is recommended for the Ashtanga Yoga. So that eventually they're able to focus on the Lord. Yeah. So and then eventually Yoga Mishra Bhakti, but eventually they have to practice Shuddha Bhakti. Yeah. So these yogis, they know that Krishna is Lord, Krishna is supreme, and we are his servants. Yeah. So but it is a formal relationship, right? So it is not like a Shuddha loving relationship. This is not a loving relationship. Like for example, we have an MLA and we have an MP. Yeah. How does the MLA and MP behave with each other? They will behave in a very formal way. But how does Yashoda Maya behaves with Krishna? She binds Krishna. And Krishna also loves to get bounded, right? How is the relationship between Arjuna and Krishna? That Krishna is ready to become his charioteer. So what we are following is loving relationship with Krishna, right? So And when we follow this loving relationship with Krishna, then Krishna takes complete care of all of us. Yeah. So we have to be, first is we have to become puppet in Krishna's hands. Once we become puppet in Krishna's hand, then Krishna is ready to become our puppet. Right? For like Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, he went to America. While going to America, he had 2 heart attacks, but he did not come back. He did not say, "Arey Bapre, I have 2 heart attacks, I have to take care of my body. Otherwise, I will not be able to survive. I should go back." No, he sticked on because he wanted to serve Krishna, right? And then eventually, so he became puppet in Krishna's hands. But eventually, Krishna was pleased with him. And then, when Krishna is pleased, he becomes puppet in your hands. Yeah. Yes.
Mataji, but Krishna is the supreme God, so how can he become the puppet in our hands?
You saw that picture wherein Krishna holds sandals of his father on his head.
Yes.
So like that. Why will Krishna allow Yashoda Mai to bind her with the rope? Why will Krishna take a thrashing with a stick from his mother? Why will Krishna allow his cowherd boys to sit on his back? That is a loving relationship. Right? Different Vatsalya ras, Sakhya ras, right? Dasya ras. So these are different rasas that Krishna enjoys. So we do not fall into that Ashtanga Yoga thing. We are into loving, direct relation, loving devotional service with Krishna, direct this thing with Krishna. Okay. Yeah. And then he says so after attaining my world, my spiritual world, you will never return back to this material world. That is what Krishna is giving a guarantee. Yeah. So Dhruva went to Vaikuntha. That is what we saw. Yeah. Then yes. So he's saying that if you take birth in
Mataji, in the previous slide, it was written Dhruva went to Vaikuntha with mother. What does that mean?
So what happens is when he has a chance to go to Vaikuntha, he says, Krishna, my mother is not there with me. Can you please take my mother also to Vaikuntha? Then he sees, the Vishnu Dutas, they show another aeroplane. Then he sees that in another aeroplane, his mother is already there coming to Vaikuntha with him. So it was Dhruva's desire to come to Vaikuntha. So immediately so it is like when you do this devotional service, all your 21 generations before and after, all of them get the benefit of you studying the scriptures, of you chanting Krishna's name. 21 generations, okay, before and after, all of them get the benefit. So yeah, so that is how it is. Yeah, then this Brahmas one day do I need to cover. Yeah, so basically 8.16, right? So someone may say that there are so many problems in this material world. Yeah, so someone, so how should I perform as this thing? So problems in what you would say, no, if it is very hot, I will switch on the AC. If it is very cold, I will switch on the heater. So we'll keep on adjusting in this material world, right? And you will keep on living in this material world. But this material world, did we skip this? Did we skip this important thing? So this material world, Krishna is saying this is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So this material world is place of misery and it is temporary. It is. They are not saying that it is illusion. या फिर ये कुछ ऐसा क्या कहते हैं imaginary world है. It is not imaginary. It is real. ये जो वर्ल्ड है रियल है लेकिन ये क्या है टेम्पररी है. सो दुःखालयम अशाश्वतम. You should always remember this. Yeah. Yes.
माताजी.
Yeah.
माताजी और कितना है क्योंकि अभी वो यंगर किड्स का भी क्लास है ना.
हाँ अभी 5 मिनट है हो गया. Almost we are at the end of the day. Yeah. So Krishna is saying that even Brahma. So if you see Brahma's one day is so long. Yeah. So Brahma's one day is like, so if you see I have given these calculations. So Kali Yuga is for 4,32,000 years. Okay. So Dwapar Yuga is twice of it. Treta Yuga is thrice of it. Satya Yuga is 4 times of it. Or Mahayuga is total of all this. It is so this into 10. And then so this is a little complication, but the thing is that so one day of Brahma is so many human years. Okay. 4.32 billion human years. And one night of Brahma is 4.32 billion again human years. So Krishna is saying that even if Brahma is, so Brahma's lifetime is 311.04 trillion human years. इतने साल अगर ब्रह्मा भी जिएगा फिर भी Brahma is not permanent. Brahma is not eternal. Brahma will still have to leave his position. That Jiva will have to leave his position. So Brahma will also have to die.
Mataji, after Brahma dies, what body will he get? I mean, like,
He might go back to Vaikuntha.
oh,
He might go back to Vaikuntha. Yeah. So again and again, so whenever Brahma, so if you see at the beginning of Brahma's day, all the living entities become manifest. Yeah. And whenever night falls, everything is destroyed. So again and again, when Brahma's days arrives, all the living entities will come into being. And at the end of night, again, everything will be annihilated. Yeah. So, but Krishna is saying, in the spiritual world, there is no destruction. There is always creation. Yeah. Not creation. It is always there. It is eternally there. Spiritual world is eternally there. Yeah. So the example given here is that, 8.22. Yes. So Krishna, how do you attain Krishna's abode? Yeah. So sometimes you will see in a house, on the full wall of the house, there are so many Devi Devatas ka photo hota hai, right? So it is like a tree, right? Tree mein hum har ek jhaad ke patte ko pani dete hai ki nahi? What do? We water the roots of the tree. So root is, who is root? Who is Krishna is the root, right? And and we should respect all these demigods. Yeah. So we should respect Shiva, we should respect Ganesha, but we should not treat them as Supreme Lord, right? So for example, if you go to an MLA and you tell him, MLA, thoda maska polish karoge ki, "Arey Baba, you are like PM." Yeah, you go and tell MLA, "Arey, what are you saying? You don't know what you are saying," right? Or for example, you go to Ganesha and you say Ganesha and tell him that, "My dear Lord Ganesha or my dear Lord Shiva, you are the supreme personality of Godhead." Ganesha will say, "Arey Baba, what are you talking? Even my father Shiva, he worships Lord Vishnu." Yeah. So Rame Rameti, Ram Rameti Rameti, Rame Rame Manu Rame. Yeah. So he is saying that, Krishna, Shiva, they themselves, are in devotional service of Krishna. So they will never say that, I am the Supreme Lord. They will never say that. Yeah. And the last one is devotion. So all the Yoga Mishra Bhaktas that you saw who are performing Ashtanga Yoga and all, their dependence on Lord is less. They are dependent on self more, right? But if you have to, so then it becomes very difficult. So Arjuna is saying that, then it is so difficult to attain you, Krishna. So then, because all this Ashtanga Yogi, it is like, if you die in the day, then you might go back. If you die in the night, you will again come back to the spiritual world. So there are so many conditions are there. But for the devotee, all these things are not there. For devotee, it is. So devotees actually don't have to worry. So for example, if you are devotee is like child of the parent of Krishna. So for example, if your family is going to USA, do you have to bother about the tickets? Ticket nikale ki nahi nikale? Where are we going to stay? What are we going to eat? Yeah. You don't have to worry about all that. Your parents will take care, right? So bhaktas are like completely dependent on Krishna, right? So for example, when you were a small baby and when winter season came up, were you worried ki nahi, I need the sweater is not there, how will I survive? No, your parents were taking care of you, right? So idea is that you should become a Shuddha Bhakta. You should become devotees of Lord Krishna, right? You become like and with full knowledge and faith. That is how our mood should be. Yeah. So become as Bhakta Yogi. Okay. So this was the chapter 8. Doubts? End of life? Attaining Supreme?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. So,
Mataji, is there quiz?
no. There is no quiz. We will have assignment. So actually now we will assignment tomorrow. Day after, by Monday I will send you the assignment. Then you have to solve the assignment. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
So now we will end the class here. And if you have any questions, you can post it. You can send it to me directly, or you can post it on the group also. I'll try to answer. Okay.
Mataji, have you seen the assignment of